Welcome back to Shootin the Shit with Ollie and Rich. I'm Ollie.
And I'm Rich.
And let's shoot some shit. Common thing both of us been wanting to talk about regarding recent events. A lot seem to involve petitions and online petitions, and I guess our relationship with Slacktivism is something recent that's popped up. Is a particular interest to you as a Kanye West fan?
I am an avid Kanye West fan. I've liked Kanye West since his debut album, College Dropout. One of my favourite albums, got me into hip-hop. Arguably, he is probably one of the greatest musical artists in the world at the moment. He's one of the most pivotal people in rap music and music in general. I would actually rate him my number one rapper if I had a top 5.
Based on what?
His musicality, his
quite vague.
His ability to mould and mesh loads of different musical genres into his own unique sound.
Do you think he's the most technically gifted rapper?
So in terms of technique, are you on about his lyricism?
Yes. Lyricism, his delivery.
I would say Jay-Z pips him to the post in terms of that. But
he's saying then Jay-Z is the height of lyricism.
Yeah. I would say he's up there. That's probably one of the best rappers after Kanye West.
Fair enough.
But yeah, back to our point. Currently, he's up there. Like, love him or hate him, people talk about Kanye West.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think he's a victim of his own success.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people get pissed off with him, but then he's only famous because people go out and buy his albums and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
and what we've got to remember in today's society is that people love to complain. Even if they don't actually dislike someone, they'll jump on it's that hive mind, that hive.
And the thing is now the internet gives complainers a voice.
Yeah.
So it only takes a small handful of people to take offence to something,
mm-hmm.
and it will get blown totally out of proportion.
Yeah.
Because it can be retweeted by a small number of people, and then obviously trolls and shit get involved, and everything can escalate, and all of a sudden you've got a massive shitstorm that just arose out of a handful of people taking offence at something.
Exactly. The problem with what people need to remember is this guy is trying to make a living. As he said in interviews, he's not trying to make a living just for his generation and his children or his grandchildren. He's trying to make a legacy for his great grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So obviously he's in the public eye. He's going to make some blunders, but because he's in that public eye and he's famous and he's got money, people are very unforgiving.
People would point out that he does often act quite a bit like a tosser.
In what way?
Well, I don't know. Both times he invaded the stage at an awards ceremony. I mean, you'd agree that there was a tosserish element to that.
So in terms of
to basically dick on these two artists in this moment, and then on the second time,
Kanye West respects artistry.
To have the audacity to talk about respecting the artistry.
He does respect artistry.
I was talking about Beck, and then he's getting on like who knows who Beck is versus, but Beck's been around since long before Beyonce.
You're not respecting the artistry here, Ollie. Respect the artistry.
This is bullshit. You're an idiot.
I'm not an idiot. Respect artistry. Taylor Swift won. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Best music video. Did you see Beyonce Knowles' video?
Which one?
I believe it was for Sweet Dreams.
I've probably seen it on
absolutely amazing
TV
video.
In the background.
The choreography, the visuals, up there. That will go down.
Does that make a great music video?
Well, surely a great music video will go on.
What, is it just dancers? It's not exactly innovative, is it, or interesting?
Dance is a form of storytelling, is it not?
I don't know. What were they doing? Where were they dancing?
There are some scenes where they're in a desert. There was some sort of futuristic zone. There's Beyonce gyrating her badonkadonk. And in terms of the second time Kanye invaded the stage, it was a joke.
No, it wasn't. Afterwards, he he came out and said it wasn't a joke.
Yeah, but he's since then apologised because he's actually listened to Beck's album and said.
Well, yeah, you can't after the fact though then just say.
But he's
acknowledged then that what he did was dickish.
He said he's a hypocrite. He's actually admitted he's a walking hypocrite. Does he not have the right? People in life are hypocrites. One day you'll say, "Oh, I don't like Marmite," but then the other day you'll have Marmite and you'll be like, "Oh, yeah, I like Marmite." Hypocrite. Why is he not allowed to do that? True, but
2 points. Just because other people are hypocrites doesn't mean he shouldn't aspire to
not be a hypocrite.
And 2, there's being a hypocrite in your day-to-day life, like, you know, saying you sort of want to reduce your consumption of meat to reduce sort of suffering and demand for meat, but then, you know, not really bothering and sort of, I know a lot of people live sort of day-to-day little hypocrisies. They sort of have their ideals, but you can't necessarily live up to them because of various reasons or just laziness.
Yeah.
That doesn't, you know.
I just don't
feel... in these particular instances, there are a sort of big occasions. Yeah. This isn't like an everyday little sort of harmless thing.
Yeah.
Like not going sort of meat-free Mondays or whatever. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. But I feel that recent events, so with him being announced as the headliner for Glastonbury.
Yes, this is getting back to the point of what we actually wanted to talk about.
Let's not beat off and, you know, go down.
No, let's not. That'd be weird.
So yeah, my point is, so obviously he's been announced as the headliner for the Saturday night at Glastonbury at the Pyramid stage.
Blimey. Is that the main one?
That is the main one, you know. Big up for the urban music, you know. We're making a presence at this festival.
Nice.
So, yeah, back to the point again, is that there's been a petition to get Kanye West not to be performing at Glastonbury. So far, from the count that I've looked at, there's 50,000 people that have signed this petition. And the person who's actually organised the petition has said that Kanye West is an offence to music fans everywhere, and that he should use his famous words that he gave to Beck, where he should respect artistry and basically respect that he's not the right person to be headlining it and should give it to someone else.
See, this is in itself also hypocritical.
And saying he's not actually entertaining, he's not the entertainment that is actually fit for the environment that Glastonbury is.
Well, because their criticism there, or one of them is at least that, oh, well, you're a hypocrite, you don't respect the artistry, so we don't want you to perform. That's kind of disrespecting his artistry. I mean, there's a reason that they chose him.
Yeah.
It's because he's an interesting and entertaining performer.
Yeah.
Whether you sort of like him or hate him, you have to admit that he is,
up there.
You know, he is obviously a great performer.
Yeah.
And he produces music that obviously reaches a significant number of people. Whatever you think of that, whether or not, you know, you consider him any good or not, sort of.
See, the problem that I have with this is that people have obviously said that he's shit, and as you said, he's a great producer. In terms of his lyricism,
I didn't necessarily say that.
Okay, I believe he's a great producer.
He produces music that sort of a lot of people like.
Okay, which doesn't mean it's not a bad producer then, surely it makes him a good producer.
Well, I mean, it's all relative, isn't it? And it's all subjective. Okay. Sorry.
But back to my point, what I was trying to make is that this petition, the problem is that these people are complaining that they've spent over 300 quid or whatever. I don't understand why you're paying 300 quid to go sit in a field. I think, like, if you're doing that, you need to be tested. But anyway, going back to my point again, is that they're complaining, saying obviously he's shit. But the amount of people that have gone into this petition, 50,000 people, it's not reflective of actually the whole population who are actually going to the festival.
Well, how many of those people?
Anyone can sign this petition. Yeah. So to me, I find that quite alarming. That, you know.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, the ticket sales will say it all. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. If Kanye West retains that slot that he's been given, then
I can't see them getting rid of him.
we can't pretend that they're not going to sell those tickets. People are going to want to go to Glastonbury. It seems a bit weird to take a massive issue at just one of the bands.
Yeah.
I mean, who else is sort of... Because usually at these big festivals, there's more than one.
So they've got Lionel Richie, who's been announced
already. At the same time.
Yeah.
So sort of
Lionel
headlining.
Foo Fighters.
Well, there you go. There's a... you don't have to listen to Kanye West.
Exactly. So what I don't get about it is, they've already done this once with Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
And Jay-Z did one of the most amazing performances at Glastonbury.
Well, you'd be biased, wouldn't you, in that regard? Because you've just revealed to us that you think
he's number 2.
Jay-Z is the second best rapper of all time.
Yeah. Beyonce knows. I'm sure she doesn't fit in there, but what people need to remember is that Kanye West reflects an increasing popularity, increasing trend for popularity of urban music within pop culture. And just because you've got one disgruntled voice, then a load of other people decided, yeah, it's cool, let's get involved. Which I just think people need to get over themselves. Think about 50,000 people in the space of a week or whenever Kanye West was announced as headliner. If these amount of people got interested in actual worthwhile things, think about how many people are impoverished, and think about people who can't get access to healthcare, think about people who can't get decent meals, if these people actually, and this is another point that I want to make, you've spent £300 to stand and chill in a field, yeah? If you don't want to go now because Kanye West is going away, and you're that offended, give your money to the people on the street that need that money. No?
Well, or just tout your ticket.
Yeah.
Make a profit.
But I just find it quite
Don't
alarming.
do that, I should probably say.
Alarming.
I don't know if that's legal.
I don't think it is.
No.
But if you're
Don't
that
tout
offended
tickets.
by Kanye West, tout your tickets. And stop complaining about it so everyone else has to listen to your bullshit. But anyway, back to my point, is that all these people could affect a change, Well,
that was the point I was going to make. It's quite weird that we've got these systems up, like it's change.org, I think, and all these other sort of Kickstarter and other crowdfunding projects. And, I mean, a lot of these petitions are just... I mean, they're not affecting any significant change. It's just stupid shit.
Yeah.
Like the recent stuff with Jeremy Clarkson in Top Gear, where so many people signed a petition, like, oh my god, reinstate Jeremy Clarkson. After, let's not forget, he essentially committed an assault.
Whilst being racist at the same time, because I've read in The Independent that he actually called him an Irish see you next Thursday. And for those who are not offended by the word cunt, he called him a cunt.
Yeah. Well.
And to me, it's like you're backing someone who's
and the thing
repeated
is,
occasions been racist.
As well, a lot of these people. I mean, this is really. Let's not forget, this is really diva-ish behaviour. It was because there's not a hot meal ready for me. I'm gonna.
He wanted that steak.
Twat you. You paddy bastard.
But he was given...
It's just a bit outrageous.
I heard he was given a cold meze of different selections of meat. Well,
that sounds fine.
But it wasn't warm. He wanted that warm meat all up inside of him.
Yeah, but this is just... I mean, this is just sort of princess behaviour, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Punching a guy in the head because you've not got a steak prepared.
Yeah. But what does it reflect a sad state in the people that are actually campaigning to get this person reinstated? That after he's done something so foolish and so... If someone was to do that to you because you didn't get them meat, I don't understand why you'd want that man in that position.
Whoa.
When does entertainment overshadow your duty in society to stand up for what's right?
It's because he has this politically sort of incorrect humour and this sort of common sense sort of philosophy so-called. And I don't know, I guess it sort of attracts people that are going to defend him. But if you sort of I imagine many of the people that supported him, if you imagine, I don't know, just to pick a sort of left-wing media figure at random, George Galloway, punching someone because there wasn't sort of a steak prepared for him, they wouldn't tolerate that. There wouldn't be a petition, these people wouldn't be signing a petition to reinstate him as an MP if he was arrested for assault.
I just don't get it. Like it really actually does. I've been thinking about it so much this week about the hive mentality of people, like the ability to have a single thought of your own.
There's another petition as well, that's come out of this whole Top Gear fiasco.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen it. It's a petition. Yeah. Again, I think change.org.
Okay.
To get Alan Partridge, not Stephen Coogan, but the character Alan Partridge to present Top Gear.
Okay.
And again, it's sort of like, I mean, firstly, don't get me wrong, I would love to see that. I would probably watch Top Gear if it was being presented by Alan Partridge.
Okay.
That would entertain me. Yeah. But at the same time, it's sort of, again, we get back to, we've got this platform, we've got all these different things like change, these petitions.
Yeah, and we're not affecting an actual change.
It's sort of pop cultural bullshit. It's sort of petty things like people's personal opinions of an artist and sort of what sort of direction a festival should take.
Yeah.
Like pretending that Glastonbury isn't sort of, I mean, largely a large commercial event. I mean, I'm not going to say it's a sellout necessarily, but it's a money-making operation.
When it was originally established, this was just an open field where people could come for free and listen to music. Now you're selling the same experience for £300 plus.
Was it free? I don't know.
I think it was.
You did not actually looked at this up. You're just going to make this up.
I'm just going to make this up.
So, I mean, if Glastonbury's never been free, then you've made yourself look like a bit of a tosspot.
Well, I don't believe in going to these festivals anyway. But that's my point.
Why not?
Okay, so why not?
Why not? Yeah, elaborate. Why do you not believe in festivals?
I don't not believe in festivals. I just don't believe in lining the pockets of the man.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, I can appreciate that.
And especially, I like cleanliness. I like being in nice accommodation. I like having good access to toilets, have good access to a bar.
But yeah, there's a slight romance to just roughing it and just being in a tent and getting pissed up with a group of other people. Or, just getting intoxicated.
What do you know what you could do to that? Is you could stream it on your TV. You could get a tent and put it in your back garden. And then you can go back to your house when you want to have a wash.
Well, you could just go regular camping, not spend the £300 on top of having to buy a tent.
Exactly. Which you're just going to leave there after you're done.
Take a barbecue with you, get some mace.
Get some steak.
Yeah. Or just have a barbecue at your place and live comfortably where you can use a toilet.
Yeah. I just
don't brush your ass with leaves.
Exactly. So basically that's the reason why I don't believe in festivals. But getting back to what was my point? That is a good point. Can't remember what my point was going to be.
Yeah, we were talking about the commercialisation of Glastonbury and people using petitions and Kickstarters and shit like that just for pop cultural sort of purposes as opposed to actually trying to affect real change.
So yeah, in terms of that pop culture thing, is that Kanye West embodies pop culture at the moment, to me. I'm sure to many other people.
Well, in many ways, because I mean, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but I've said this to you before.
Yeah.
I think Kanye West's sort of his main artistry his main art is in some ways marketing.
Okay.
Like, he's selling an image. He's selling Kanye West. Yeah. Jesus. Is it Jesus?
He is Jesus. Let me give you a little point here. Is that Kanye West I pride myself on my trolling ability. Like, to me, I love to troll
You
people.
can be very deadpan and sarky.
Yeah. So basically, Kanye West is trolling everyone. Do you not think this? Like, one day
sometimes
he'll go to an interview, say, for example, the Zane Lowe interview. He was very erratic, you know, talking about how people only let him, like, make one T-shirt, you know, but he's trying to make T-shirts that are widely accessible, like using Versace, standard materials.
But he charges a shitload of money for his products.
Yeah, but
like, how much do his shoes cost?
£395.
Right, that's a lot of money.
No, $395.
Like, could you justify spending, in your current situation,
$395 in a pair of sneakers?
Indeed. I mean, you probably could, but
yeah.
I mean, you'd have to live tight for a month or two.
Yeah. Plus, those actually no, the new Yeezys I wasn't a fan of, but the old Yeezys, the Red Octobers.
My point is, that's an extortionate amount for a pair of shoes.
But think about this: like, anyone going into a company and into a collaboration with one of the big technological companies, yeah, so like he refers to Adidas as one of the big tech firms. So,
what do you mean tech firms? They make like shoes.
Yeah, but there's technology and everything.
Yeah.
Is there not?
Yeah, no, there is shoe tech, I guess, but
exactly. So that's what he's talking about. So basically, you can't go in there immediately and affect change and be like, yo, I'm going to make this, which is worth this amount of money, and then I'm going to sell it at a loss. You've got to go in there and sort of bend over for the man a little bit and like give him that booty.
Well, it's not about bending over the man. The fact is, what we have to realise is whether or not you agree with, say, the system or the machine that we live in. The fact of the matter is that's the system we live in.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, we all have to some degree compromise and play by their rules. Like, we all need to buy food and pay rent and shit.
Exactly.
Like, you can't avoid that.
Yeah, but basically, one point I was trying to get to was that he's got to play ball for a while, and then once he's established that he can sell a certain amount of stuff, then they can get about getting stuff that are more widely available.
Why doesn't he just like
do this
in-house?
Everyone says that. Everyone says you should just do it yourself.
And why doesn't he?
Financial repercussions to himself. Like, he's already tried to doing some other stuff. Like, he was only allowed to make a T-shirt, and then he had a loss.
With all due respect, he could. I mean, he must be fairly well off from his musical output and his appearances. You know, I think he could probably have funded the production of a fashion line that was affordable.
Yeah.
For more, you know, average people. Because, you know, like you said, those are almost £400 sneakers.
Yeah.
Sorry, trainers.
Sneakers. No, they're sneakers.
Sneakers. Like, that's an awful lot of... Maybe it's just because I've always lived sort of a more student-based lifestyle.
Yeah.
But that's an awful lot of money to spend on a pair of shoes.
But do you not think that him selling those shoes for that amount of money, he's making money, right? When you've made enough money, you can venture out and do stuff yourself.
He's made a lot of money. He makes a lot of money.
He's made enough money to live within his means.
What do you mean within his means? How much do you think he makes from his records and tours? He can live...
But he's got... I've already told you this. He's trying to make money for his future generations.
How many times over do you think he could pay for our current lifestyles? I mean, he lives... You know, he makes really good money. Let's not kid ourselves. I think he could have... You know, I'm not criticising him for it, because like I said...
What I'm saying is that, fair enough, I've said living within his means, is that what I meant by that is, he's obviously got a certain lifestyle, but then if you're trying to make clothing to suit the masses, you need a shitload of money. He can't do that on the money that he's got. I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says. I refuse
to believe that you couldn't produce more affordable clothing.
Think about Adidas, they're like a multi-billion...
How much better, for example, a T-shirt, how much better do you think these designer T-shirts are in terms of quality and durability compared to many sort of just plain regular tees you could buy?
Yeah, but think about kids going to...
Just putting a print on it suddenly sends the price up.
Yeah, but think about kids going to schools.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I went to go to school, like, everyone was like, oh, yeah, you've got the new Nikes, you've got the new Adidas shoes. Like, everyone cares about that. But then what he's trying to do, think about the effect of that. Like, if every kid could go to school with, like, one of the top quality trainers, top quality tops,
Mm-hmm.
it'd eradicate bullying.
Well, not necessarily.
No one would beat the shit out of you because you've got a pair of Yeezys. Because
Well,
everyone would have a pair of Yeezys.
I mean, your argument sort of rests on the premise that all bullying is shoe related. Like, I don't think all bullying is related.
Well, what I'm saying is most bullying associated to envy of other people's stuff would be eradicated.
Yeah, but there'll be other things, like people point out, how look at your shitty old phone, look at this iPhone I've got, you're obviously poor. And shit like that, you know?
Yeah, good point.
There's plenty of other things people point out, sort of classics, like sort of weight, or sort of glasses.
Yeah. Well, with weight,
good old-fashioned racism.
I've already told you about the weight one. It is the person's fault. But we're not going to go into that again, because we've already done a whole show about obesity.
So somewhat I agree with you.
Okay.
I mean...
Put away that cake, lady. Put away that cake.
You know, I mean, at the end of the day, if your calorie intake greatly exceeds your calorie expenditure, you are going to put on weight.
Pure and simple.
So... But we've deviated massively from this topic of slacktivism. People misusing these sort of amazing platforms to basically just bitch and whine about sort of trivial things.
Do you know what I think as well? I think, obviously, you see with Kanye West doing these whole interviews when he was like erratic and whatever, talking about how people weren't allowing him to get to certain positions and do certain things to help affect change and help people and provide top quality products to the lower classes, the middle classes, you know, and then stop making exclusivity, as he said, is the new racism. You know.
Then why sell your shoes for 400 quid?
No, but I've already explained that to you. Like, you have to sell stuff at this price.
He makes so much money. Him and his wife, they're quite well off.
Arguably the modern day Marilyn Monroe. But anyway.
I beg your pardon?
She's like the modern day Marilyn Monroe. But anyway, back to the point. Let's not deviate any further.
Wasn't Marilyn Monroe talented? Oh, sorry, that's a horrible thing to say. I don't know Kim Kardashian. How spiteful and bitter. But Marilyn Monroe was an icon because she was obviously an actress, a singer, and she sort of associated with
Kim Kardashian was an actress.
And the Rat Pack and sort of...
She's such a good D. She was on film.
This is true.
Is that not acting? She's on E. You know, she's like got $100 million contract with E to like do.
But at the end of the day, she's significantly more successful than I am. So you know, I mean, shit.
So yeah,
that's a really depressing thought. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way to her, but just that the society, you know, it's society's fault. Again. But then people now trash Kim and Kanye, but we have them constantly up in our Facebook trending column, all over the news, all over TMZ.
I aspire in life to get a wife that looks like Kim Kardashian.
Why?
She's beautiful. And she's got brains as well to match that beauty.
She is attractive.
Any chick that can change, she can take sucking a man's penis and getting famous from that and turn into what she has, I will gladly take her as my wife.
Blimey, that's quite strong.
Just putting it out there.
So I'm worried now that this he almost certainly isn't listening, but if Kanye did hear this now, I maybe have been interpreted as having dissed him slightly, and you've now just essentially come on to his wife. Are they married?
Yeah, I don't want Kim Kardashian. I want a chick that looks like Kim Kardashian.
A clone of twin Kardashian? Well, yeah, twin Kardashian.
Yeah. So basically, the point I was trying to make already is that he's like acting like a Robin Hood here. And
But he's not, is he? Because he's currently selling his shoes for like 400 quid.
But I've already explained to you why he's selling it.
But I've already then countered that with, and he makes so much money from his tours. How much do you think he's getting from Glastonbury? You're telling me that he can't be selling shoes for less than 400 quid? You've used the term relative value on, yeah? Yes.
The amount of money that he's earning is relative to me. As I've already described to you or explained to you.
You don't think that he could fund...
No, he can't.
You're full of shit.
He's already tried it and it failed.
He's a massive entrepreneur. He's so wealthy, he could invest in existing sort of outfits, you know? Or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay, so back to my Robin Hood thing, yeah? I believe this is going to get you really annoyed.
Right.
Really annoyed, because I've already discussed this whole conspiracy thing to you.
Right.
Before. The person that is involved in the petition may not realise that. May not realise what he's associated to.
Right.
Someone might have approached him.
A shape-shifting lizard, perhaps?
Someone might have approached him and told him, look, we want you to fuck up Kanye West's shit. You know, he's winning at the moment. We don't want him to win. Because in the future, he's going to be that one person that stands against us and the New World Order.
You think Kanye West is going to bring down the New World Order and the Illuminati? Destroy the Freemasons?
Illuminati. How do you know I was going to talk about the Illuminati?
Well, because you've already talked about conspiracy theories, you're now talking about shady cats coming and visiting people.
The Illuminati.
The New World Order. Jesus.
See, I know why you don't believe in the Illuminati. Because that's their plan.
Oh, God.
The Illuminati have people in...
Think about what you're saying, Rich. Apply reason. For goodness sake, you're above this.
The Illuminati have people in different positions. They've got people in government. They've got people in the health sector. They've got people that they don't even realise what they're a part of. That's the thing with the Illuminati. Only the top people.
Do you actually have any evidence of this? I mean, what are they?
That's the thing. They don't want to be known. That's the reason.
Right, so you've got no evidence.
No.
You've got no evidence, and your sole argument is they just don't want you to know. This is sounding pretty weak.
Can I explain my argument here? Okay.
Right.
So what my point is, people like you who don't believe in them, that's good because they don't want you to know the truth until it's too late and they've established this new world order where we've got a unitary government that's
unless you can you provide any evidence, or is this just entire? See, I don't even. I think this is bullshit. I think this is a long-running troll game you're playing on me.
The person who
this is bullshit.
Established the KKK,
right?
Illuminati.
Where's your evidence for that? You can't just name people and say Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Where's your evidence?
George Bush.
Where's your evidence?
Illuminati.
You're not even going to provide evidence, so I'm not even going to bother responding.
I can't provide you evidence because they don't want me to know the evidence. People that go into schools and shoot people up.
No, I'm not even giving you time of day because I know that you don't believe this shit. I can tell by the smug shit-eating grin on your stupid face that this is bollocks. You don't believe in this nonsense. You can't provide... You're supposed to be a man of science,
So the Civil War in America, to get the slaves out, they funded both sides.
Who funded them?
The Illuminati.
Right, who are the Illuminati? Who are they?
They're people who believe in a new world order.
What is that? Who are they, though?
What is a new world order? So the new world order.
Is it a particular group of people?
Yeah.
Right, who are they?
The richest
Freemasons? Is it Freemasons?
No.
It's not something anti-Semitic, for fuck's sake, is it?
No, it's not.
Because a lot of this... Oh, mate.
Well, they just funded the side that they think is going to win at the time.
Who's they?
The Illuminati.
Where's your evidence? Who? Name names. Provide evidence that they're part of some secret collaboration.
I am a lowly PhD student. I do not have the means, nor the time, nor the care, or the want to actually find out who each individual person in the Illuminati is.
This is why I know you don't genuinely believe this shit.
I do believe in it.
No, you don't. I'm not even giving you time of day.
So basically, what my point is here is that Kanye West, one day, will stand in the way of the Illuminati. They'll approach him, and they know what he's like. He's fighting against the system, the establishment. Like, he is that sword against the bureaucracy and the foolishness of our world and our life and existence.
Right, okay.
So, he's that one person who'll say shit that everyone's thinking, I agreed with
that one person.
I agreed with him talking shit about Taylor Swift because I personally don't think she's musically that talented. That's just my opinion.
He's allowed to talk shit about her, but to raid the stage while she's receiving the award, a young girl receiving a major award, like her first big award, to then be a dick during the presentation.
I think it's worse that people lied to her.
How are they lying to her?
Or saying she had the best music video. That's bullshit. Just tell her the truth. The music video was shit. And basically...
I have no truck in this race, I don't care. But my point is that it's tactless. It's a dick move.
Yeah. But back to my Illuminati thing. The Illuminati are trying to pull him down.
Why?
I've already told you why.
Well, the thing is, he's not particularly dangerous, was he? How does he endanger the system?
Arguably.
He's charging £400. Don't get me wrong, this is coming across like I have mad hate for the guy. I don't. I wish him all the best. He's very successful. Good luck to him.
Arguably,
but at
he's
the same time,
one of the most influential.
He's not bringing down the system.
He's probably one of the most influential. Not one of the most. He's probably the most influential person in society at the moment. Probably more significant and influential than Barack Obama.
Well, I mean, you're full of shit.
So you can't say anything bad.
Well, no, from a cultural point of view, in Western, predominantly English-speaking culture, yes, he is a big pop cultural figure, but I mean, he has no real political power, does he? He doesn't influence society, really. If anything, he's used as a distraction.
Good point. No, I can see that, but he's got Barack Obama's number.
I mean,
Barack Obama has his number.
We're talking about how, they're a product of the people who are now criticising them.
Yeah.
It's like, a lot of these people, you'll be signing this, Kanye West, not at Glastonbury, would have been the same people that sort of years ago, back when I was in sixth form or doing my undergrad, would have been sort of raving about him because he was producing interesting music and shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know, now he's not part of the spirit of Glastonbury or whatever excuse. He doesn't respect artistry.
He does respect artistry.
Well, I don't know, this idea that like Glastonbury is some massive independent cutting edge thing.
Well, there's a bunch of people that think they're hippies and they're outside the system, in my opinion, going to these festivals.
We're all very much inside the system, despite all our ideals. We're all just cogs in the machine, keeping it turning, working, consuming.
But then I don't think that we can say that it's the people that are going to Glastonbury. The person who ran this petition isn't even going to Glastonbury. He's never been to Glastonbury in his life. So how on earth can you talk about...
Why does he care? Why does he have a truck in it? How
Illuminati.
Can he possibly...
Illuminati.
Whoa!
That explains why the Illuminati have something to do with it.
You're full of shit. Where's your explanation?
Well, the guy's he's been given money by the Illuminati to cause shit.
I take it you've got evidence of this, or is this just complete nonsense?
No.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's not.
No, it definitely is.
You're under the Illuminati's thumb here.
No, I'm not. Because the thing is, you can't present me with evidence. And I know that you don't believe this, Rich. You're a man of science. No, I don't believe it. You're just trolling me.
The Illuminati fund...
Nothing, because they do not exist.
They fund a lot of stories. Like, most of you're saying they're not existent.
Right.
They fund a lot of stuff that go against their existence because they don't want you to know that they exist until it is too late, Ollie.
And you can't present me a shredder, but this is just paranoid delusions. You need to see a doctor, mate, if you genuinely believe this.
You're a product of what the Illuminati want. Whereas I'm not.
In what regard? What
I know their existence.
No, you don't.
I respect that.
You don't know their existence. You're speculating entirely. You're just making it up.
I live within my means.
You're creating a boogeyman.
Whatever I do, that doesn't get me involved with them.
Well, if they're as all-pervasive as you say they are, and like a lot of the people I've read on the internet or listened to say they are, then I don't see how you're going to do that. You're just buying into a load of bullshit, mate. I don't think you are, actually. I think
what other reason do you think that person has created that petition? They haven't been to the festival.
Because they hate Kanye West. I mean, I think, Occam's razor, simplest explanation. Hate is gonna hate.
Okay. But do you not think the Illuminati hate Kanye West?
I don't believe they exist, so no, I don't.
How can you not believe in something that is clearly real? You're one of these people.
Do you believe in the magical pink space unicorn?
Wait, so this is what
mate, no. Answer my question. Do you believe in a magical pink space unicorn? Like, if you don't, then the media's just lying to you. They're telling you that all this wouldn't make sense. But there is a horse out there.
A magical.
It's pink. It lives in space. I didn't mention it was pink before. It's pink. It lives in space. It's got a horn on its head. It lives in space.
Yeah.
It's got gills. That doesn't even make sense. It's got space gills that turn the vacuum into breathable shit or whatever.
I believe in that.
See? You're full of shit.
This is what
I believe
with you. I believe with you is that you're one of these people that if you saw a meteor coming towards the planet, and it was going to wipe us off, but then there was a news report saying, "Don't believe that's a meteor. It's basically
no.
Wait. Let me finish. I'll let you talk about your mystical pink horse thing.
No, my magical common sense, right? Come on,
Okay.
Rationality.
So you've got a meteor coming towards the planet.
Yeah.
News report saying, don't worry about that. It's just basically CGI from a film that we're like projecting into the sky for this new film. Okay?
I refuse to believe that.
You believe that?
No, I wouldn't.
That's exactly the same as what the Illuminati is.
If I can see
that meteor coming towards the world. And then they've also told you, the Illuminati have told you...
You're not proving anything, you're wasting your breath. I'm not even going to dignify this for a response anymore,
So
this Illuminati stuff. Let's get back to the petition.
You're listening
Get back
to
to
the
Kanye
Illuminati
West. I'm not...
tell you that they don't exist, when they do exist. And they're coming for you.
You can't provide me with any evidence
Inch
at all.
by inch.
And I
by
don't
inch,
believe you believe this.
By meter,
So I'm going to
by
leave
meter.
it here.
That meter's going to hit the planet. It's going to fuck
You're
the shit
still
up.
talking. I'm just going to have a drink.
Just believe me, Ollie.
No, because you're talking shit.
The Illuminati will. And they don't want Kanye West to succeed.
And they're going a funny way about it, publicising him constantly.
Okay.
He's never not in my Facebook feed.
And
I'm never not hearing about Kanye West.
From me.
Well, especially from you, but... Well, it's not even just from you. He's constantly in the feed. He's constantly on the news, in the entertainment news.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he comes up in YouTube.
Yeah.
He comes up on Facebook, on other social medias.
Yeah.
You know, he's in memes and shit. He's everywhere. I can't, you know.
Okay, I'll leave
That's why I say his art is marketing. He's so, you know, again, I'm not criticising him for this because he's really good at it.
Yeah.
Is he selling Kanye West? He's selling his image.
But does that not reflect his sad state in the world? Because he even said, after the Beck interview, he said, people respect beauty. Yeah? He said, if people didn't respect beauty, then Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians would be famous and they wouldn't be on the TV right now.
He said that about his wife.
About his wife.
Well, I guess that's a fair assumption.
To me, that just reflects a fair point and it reflects a bad state in our society that's what we go for. So you can't blame Kanye West. No one can blame Kanye West.
Well, at the end of the day, he's just a man, isn't he? He's an individual.
Exactly. He's an awesome man. Great musical talent. And it would be a sad, sad state of affairs if he died before his time. Because I believe his best is yet to come.
You reckon?
I do. After the musical excellence that My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was, after the excellence...
Well, you say he's talked about going into other art sort of mediums as well, so maybe film and sort of...
He's got his creative arts.
Audio-visual projects even. I don't know, I'd be interested in seeing that, if he's genuine about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just wait and see.
I mean, whatever you think of him, he's certainly an interesting fella. Otherwise, he wouldn't be sort of at the heart of all this.
Yeah.
But
this is one thing I've got for the guy who created and the people that have followed and got into this whole hive mind of thinking. You want change to occur. You are that change. I'm sounding like some campaigner here.
The thing is, many of those people,
if they donated £1 or £10, they could get a homeless person off the street and into
a tent in Glastonbury.
And they could rock out. And I'm sure they'd appreciate the musical talent that Kanye West is. who's eventually going to help those people and get them into like a
With
better
more
position.
affordable sneakers.
More affordable
Eventually.
sneakers. Eventually. They'll find a woman, you know? They'll get that woman, and then that woman will look after them.
Well, I don't know what to say to that.
There is nothing to say.
Well,
Kanye West is that change.
that sexist, misogynist change. Need a woman to serve me.
Why not? I'm joking. I'm not actually joking.
Oh, you're a dick. Oh.
You don't know what to say about that, do you?
Well, no, that cool. Because the thing is, you reeled me in with this sort of rather convincing almost thing about sort of helping the poor, but then it sort of, you ended it on just a slightly hateful dick note.
Oh. But I think these petitions need to stop.
Well, I think people devalue petitions when they're using them for these sort of slacktivist, sort of just nothing change things.
Yeah.
It's like a sort of a lot of the stuff, sort of like the ice bucket challenge and that stop Coney stuff, and it's people just like things or they'll share something, and it's all about spreading awareness, but nothing about actually getting anything done. A lot of it, and it's sort of a feel-good factor. And like you said, there's sort of a lot of people who just like to bitch, and they like to take offence at things, and then the internet gives people, because you're sort of, there's a degree of anonymity, it gives you a voice to sort of try and push your...
It says internet warriors, isn't it? There's keyboard warriors.
Yeah, and sort of, I mean, some people would say sort of social justice warriors as well, sort of.
I suppose it's hard for those people that are on there. Maybe like some of them are like social recluses that, you know, it makes them feel involved and like actually part of the system, and not just part of the system, but as if they're part of a movement that makes them feel, well, exactly, like they're part of something.
Yeah, again, it's just sort of a hollow check, sort of need to feel like you've done something, but without actually sort of doing anything of value.
Yeah. I just hope that what they need to realise is that none of this actually affects any change. Like, the Kanye West is still going to perform at Glastonbury.
You reckon? I reckon he probably will.
He's probably going to like do one of the best performances that Glastonbury has ever seen, as I would expect him to do.
Well, you know, they chose him for a reason. He's a good entertainer. He's popular with the kids.
Yeah. And the Illuminati failed on this occasion.
Oh, fuck off. There's no Illuminati. You don't believe in Illuminati.
The Illuminati has failed. Sorry, bro.
I've just not got time for this. Anyway, we've deviated massively around the topic. Ended up speaking probably more about Kanye West and your mad admiration for him. And, you know, fair play to him. He's spun a massively good career. The both of them have.
Yeah.
And, you know. Anyway, so we've been shooting the shit. I've been Ollie.
And I've been Rich.
And we'll continue to be so for the next week. Tune in again. Thanks for joining us at Shootin the Shit with Ollie and Rich.